Hi everyone, welcome back for another catching up on daily life video. So I am doing 2018 again, and this one I do not remember if I did the rest of 2018 or not, but this is more photos and this kind of spans quite a bit of time. A couple things that I did for this side was I took, actually for both sides, I took my pick stitch or pick frame. Let me look which one it is because I use pick stitch. There's also a pick frame. Again, I am not an expert when it comes to anything tech, so I would say Google looking these up if you want to know more about them. But that is how up in that top right I have the 4 photos on one 4x6, and then on the other side there's going to be multiple photos on another 4x6. And I am literally, this is where I've mentioned more than once, I'm literally putting the photo down. I'm giving a lot of them a frame. I noticed as I'm rewatching these videos, I don't think I really paid much attention to that before, but I am literally either giving it a frame or not giving it a frame, putting it down, adding some kind of embellishment, whether it's a heart or a star, adding a word sticker or the date, and calling it good. I do leave a few photos not decorated, just for the sense of kind of for your eye to have kind of a place to rest. But other than that, that's what it is. So these are 4 photos up here that I'm working on that I used the pick frame on. Nope, pick stitch. I never know which one I have. I have no idea what the difference of the two is, to be honest, either. But we are all having hot cocoa, and I knew there was some stickers that said like hot cocoa, stuff like that or whatever, but I also, it was those wood veneers that I have there that I really wanted to use. So I decided to take the 4 photos of us and make them smaller so that they would all fit onto this one card. I played around quite a bit with how I wanted to add the photos to this layout, and you're going to see I did have to trim down quite a few of the photos, but I wanted to get all of these photos on there. So there was that wood veneer that says hot cocoa and the really cute cup. I love that cup, by the way. I think it's super cute. I was glad to get it used. And I stuck those on there, added the date, and called that good. So for these ones, this you can see I'm taking a minute to really try to figure out what I want to do. I already have the other side of this layout down, so I can't change the orientation. Basically, I can't change it from a 4x6 horizontal to vertical because I've already done the other side and it would just be a pain in the butt. So what I decided to do, because I have multiple of these, which I will talk about in just a second, I decided just to trim these down, and I did cut off one picture of each. Not really worried about that because, well, one of them was of my son's and it was blurry anyway. But so these are pictures. Let me explain this. Maybe that would help. At my husband's work party, it was like a place, you know, like a bowling with games, and it's like one of those multi-do-everything places, right? So it had this photo booth, and there was something wrong with their photo booth, or we were doing something wrong, but basically, instead of it just spitting out one of each of the strips, it spit out like 3 or 4. So not only did I got 2 of each, and my daughter got 1 of each, so there was plenty to go around. So I'm not worried. That's the main reason I'm really not worried about cutting those down, because I do have the other ones, and I do plan to do a 12x12 full layout with them, because I love these. They were just so much fun. It makes me want to do photo booth pictures everywhere I go from now on. It was just, I mean, we had a grand old time. So yeah, I did cut off one of each, which makes it, luckily it made it fit perfectly in the 4 inches, and there was 4 of them, and I thought maybe of even not doing all 4, but I really liked these a lot, and it was something different. So I decided that yes, I'm going to add them all on there. So you're going to see me basically here. I'm going to take them, I'm going to add some to the left. My sons are more to the left on those ones, and me and my daughter are more to the right on these ones. And then I'm going to squeeze these 2 in there. I'm going to trim them down just a little bit to give a little more room, and it is very crowded, but you can for the most part see all of it. And I like that they're all on there. And again, like I said, I will be doing a 12x12 layout with these, so I'm not worried about how it looks in here. What I got in here was the fun part of it, and that's what it was important to me. So I did end up saving those, I think some of those other ones. I do have a picture of me and my daughter from ones that I cut off on my wall right now. So at least I didn't waste them. The one of my son's was blurry, so I did get rid of that. But anyways, so again, I have all of this figured out. I'm not going to frame it or anything because I needed as much room as I could for the photo strips. And then I added it on there, added a sticker and an embellishment just like the rest. So the other part of that day was there was another game at that place that was a lot of fun. Oops, excuse me. You had to like throw these balls, and you had a limited amount of time, but you had to, all of these planks were lit up, and the goal was to get them, hit each one to make it not light up. It was either that or vice versa. I don't remember, but it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. So I have that one picture temporarily. That's of us playing the game as best I could get it on there. But I wanted to journal about where these photos were from. So I put a pencil mark there, and you're going to see in the end how I added these on here. Or excuse me, the journaling on here. And then I had the two photos down below that I didn't want to show, so I didn't even add that in there. But you can see, here's a close-up, literally, picture, sticker, sticker. Pictures, sticker, sticker. There's where I did my type journaling, and I again added some stickers to it. There's another picture. I did do a little type journaling on that little tag too. It took me a little bit of time to get it to fit in that perfectly, but it worked out. So this is the right hand side of the layout, and there's not a whole lot there. A lot of these are from the same day. There is one I think in there that is the one that's covered. That might be an extra day, but there was some sayings and stuff. Oh, if I didn't mention it, I am using my LE Studio December kit. So the last spread I did, not with this video, but the last video was the November kit, and this was their December kit, and there was a lot more Christmas stuff. There was some in the last video, but now it's a lot of Christmas stuff in this video. So, or I mean with this kit. So, I was getting to a point somewhere. Okay, I had these two photos. I wanted to mount them. I was kind of tired of just mounting them with white, and I didn't know what to do. So as much as I hated covering up the words on this one, I knew that I wanted to kind of add some more color in. So what I decided to do was, there's kind of a little border along the top and bottom of that, and so I just measured it and fit my photo in between there. And there's two photos from the same day, which is us making the cookies. I learned a long time ago, I used to have us do the cookies, kind of make them one day and then decorate them in the gingerbread the next day. And I realized that's a lot more work than it needs to be. And the kids would get crazy, and it was 2 days of crazy instead of just one. So now we do everything on one day and make the chaos it's a little bit easier to do all this stuff now that they're older, because they can help clean up and stuff more. But yeah, it used to be, took me a while to figure it out to do it all in one day. So just looking for something to embellish it with. Sorry if my squeaky chair is in the video. I have to do the voiceovers in my scrap room now because I can hide away in here. And I actually did this voiceover once, but my kids decided to go screaming and pounding into the kitchen and pounding, and so I finally had to go ask them to please be quiet. I think I said to them, I'm trying to do a video, and the only thing I think they can hear is a bunch of screaming and your loud pounding footsteps. If you could please be quiet. So now they're all off in their rooms being nice and quiet, so that's nice. But anyways, again, this top photo here, I am just adding the picture. I am going to frame it. I think I do cut it down and add a white frame. I'm really into the look of the white frame around all the pictures in Pocket Pages. I might do that. I'm contemplating it for 2020. I haven't started 2020, and I'm realizing that it's almost May. Oh my gosh, it's almost May. I really need to get started because I don't want to be behind like I was. Although I was behind 2 years and not just one, but I will get that started. I think I talked about in the last video that I blame Disneyland, so I'll just say that. I will say I'm glad we went to Disneyland while we did, because yeah, I feel bad for all the people whose vacations are no longer happening. But let's not talk about all that. So I just added those photos again. I'm really literally just adding the photos, giving them a lot of them mattes. I'll talk about that one. You might see that one photo there, and it has the little bit of white in between. So with the Pick Stitch or the Pick Frames apps, I believe you can make, at least with the one that I use, you can make, when you add multiple photos to something, to the 4x6, you can give it a really wider or a real thinner white border in between each of the photos that you add, which I really like that. So that is what I did. I think that's the photo I might work on now. Yeah, this one here. So I thought I would just give it all a little white border, and then I'm trimming down the actual photo itself so I can put it on a white piece to give it an entire white border. So it almost looks like the white border goes around each photo, if that makes sense. So these are photos. My in-laws go out of town every few years for Christmas, so sometimes we celebrate earlier. So I was just adding a few photos of that day on here for that. And I don't think I added anything else to that one with the multiple photos. I think that it became, I basically, you know, it was so full of the photos that I couldn't put anything anywhere without covering up something. So, and like I said, I like to leave some plain on occasion so that your eye does have a place to rest. I'm going to mess around here quite a bit. I have these, I believe these are the last photos that I have to work with, and I wanted to do a little bit of journaling. So I have a card, a spot for a card, but I didn't really know, I really wanted to use that tree one. I tried quite a few different things. You'll see me trying some things, and I think I even tried some things off camera, but I had thought originally about doing my journaling on that Christmas tree, typing it up on, but then when I got to thinking about it, I thought, you know, that's going to be a lot of work just for a little bit of journaling, and I just want to be done with this. So I was looking for maybe a card that would, the colors too. I was also trying to keep the colors in mind for whatever cards I add around. So I thought maybe that one with the stripes would be a good place, then I could do my journaling, but yeah, I didn't like the colors along with everything else. There was, I think it mostly, and I don't usually limit my colors on my daily life spreads, but I think this spread, both the left and right hand page, was mostly green and red prominent. So then I thought maybe about that one that said who, what, when, where, and why, but I thought, I don't even want to do that. I was literally getting lazy at this point. I didn't even think I wanted to type journaling. I was like, oh, I'll just write it out. But what you're going to see here in a second is I did change my mind, and I decided, okay, I do want to add journaling. So I went ahead and typed up some journaling. I did it on this card. I don't know why I did it on this card, and maybe it's just a little piece of cardstock. I don't even remember, but just did a little tiny bit of journaling on this so that it would have some journaling and explain why we are with, you know, celebrating Christmas with them early, you know, because they go out of town, if I didn't say that already. But then I just added a sticker and an embellishment to go by it, and that will be it for those. I have a huge mess going on my desk right now, if you can see in the video. So I am putting the pictures into the pocket pages off on the side. I'm kind of finding it's just a little easier that way, but here I'm going to add it in. I think I might leave it in here since I added the last two, and then I just needed to add the one. I did find this coffee cup, which I used on the left-hand side, and it is so cute. I loved it. So I decided it doesn't look good up here really on this card. I don't feel like it does very well, but I wanted to add it anyway. So that it kind of went with the flow of the other side. And then I have this Christmas tree card, which I really wanted to add something to. So took me a while to find something to add there, and then I just found this one, and I don't even really like the way that it looks, but again, I just was ready to be done, so I threw it on there and called it good. So here is a close-up of this side. Thank you guys for joining me. I am so glad to almost be done with these. Well, now I am done, but in the video, that's what I was thinking, or when I was recording it. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye.